here's an opportunity. It's a dangerous opportunity that I'm about to open up. Favorite family story, favorite story that just captured what it was like to be in your family.
So I'll give you a nice one that brings a couple together. Okay. So as I said, I grew up on the showgrounds. I used to scare in ghost houses. And so I was a 12-year-old. I got in fights and was wearing gorilla suits and all that sort of thing. I had to go to boarding school where Toddy went. So that was my upbringing. And then I was terrible. I had no social skills when I went. I'd never been to school. I went to boarding school, so it was terrible. And so there's this sideline of my life where I was growing up on the showgrounds. And my grandmother invented the Dagwood dog, which is a Pluto pup for those who don't know, that sort of thing. And that's one side of my family. And then there's the other side of my family. My grandfather invented running rugby. So he's Australian Sports Hall of Fame, captain of Australia when Don Bradman was captain of Australia, and all that sort of stuff. So, and these two intersections meet. Some of you may remember there was a very special rugby game. George Gregan scored a tackle in the corner and knocked Jeff Wilson ball out, and we won on the bell and we won the Bledisloe Cup. I was on that game. No one actually quite remembers that, but I was on the other side of the field, on the bottom of a breakdown, not actually knowing what had happened. But we'd won a Bledisloe, which was lovely, but I had nothing really to do with that. But got the call that night. It was on a Wednesday night, 1994, and August 16th from memory. And Dad said, "Can you get on a flight the next morning? I need you to come and run the ghost house back at the Ekka." So it's 7 o'clock the next morning. So the test match was in Sydney. I flew back to Brisbane. I collected stitches in my head along the side. I was beaten up. I hadn't had a lot of sleep, if any. And I'd organised it so that I was tearing tickets as they walk into the ghost house. And I'm pretty happy with myself at this time. I'm third-year pharmacy student. I'm 19 years of age. Played a couple of tests for Australia. I've got the pretty girlfriend who ends up being the wife later on that we talk about. But I'm thinking I'm killing it. I'm doing really well in life. And this kid from the probably most elite school in Brisbane Grammar, walks up to me and goes, "Mr. Howard, are you Mr. Howard? Did you play in that game last night?" I said, yeah, I did. Oh, I'm Pat, mate. My dad's Mr. Howard. He's around the back. No worries. And considering at the moment I'm a pharmacist, I've done well in my study. I've studied hard, the diversity thing. I've gone on to do MBAs and economics and all sorts of things. And so I'm thinking I'm well-rounded. But the Grammar mother walks up and says, in front of me, says, "Johnny," whatever his name is, "see, this is why you can't just be a footballer. You're going to end up tearing tickets on a ghost house and never get a chance at anything." And I'm sitting there going, I could interrupt her, but I think the point's excellent. So I'm going to leave it to her and I'm going to give her a massive win, a parenting win today, and let her think that I scare her full-time in the ghost houses. So it was an easy early lesson in humility of not correcting someone to allow a point to be made to a young kid. Yeah. That was one off the top. Great story off the top.